the landmark moment in the Me Too movement. Disgraced movie mogul Harvey Weinstein found guilty of both criminal sexual assault and rape in the third degree. However, the jury acquitted Weinstein of the two most serious charges, predatory sexual assault and rape in the first degree. Weinstein is now heading to jail, to Rikers Island here in New York City. He's being held without bail until sentencing next month. ABC's Ariel Reshef leads us off outside the courthouse.
He was once one of the most powerful movie producers in Hollywood, but tonight Harvey Weinstein is a convicted sex offender, facing 5 to 29 years behind bars.
This is the new landscape for survivors of sexual assault in America, I believe. Weinstein is a vicious serial sexual predator who used his power to threaten, rape, assault, trick, humiliate, and silence his victims.
The former movie mogul appearing stunned by the verdict as he was lifted out of his seat and taken to jail.
He looked at me and he just said, "I'm innocent." He's like, "I'm innocent." He's like, you know, how could this happen in America?
But the jury found Weinstein guilty of the third-degree rape of Jessica Mann and guilty of sexually assaulting Mimi Halei in 2006.
I tried to get away, but it was impossible. He was extremely persistent and physically overpowering.
If you do to women what you did to Mimi, you shouldn't be surprised if you have to face criminal consequences for the crimes that you committed against them.
Jurors acquitting Weinstein on 2 counts of predatory sexual assault with a possible life sentence. Those charges hinging on the testimony of Sopranos actress Annabella Sciorra, who claimed Weinstein violently raped her nearly 3 decades ago.
Harvey, how are you feeling?
More than 80 women have accused Weinstein of sexual misconduct. His trial seen as a watershed moment for the Me Too movement.
The trial means so much to so many, but it will mean the most to the brave women testifying and to all of us silence breakers.
Weinstein picking a high-powered defense team, including an attorney who built her career defending men accused of sex crimes. Donna Rotuno arguing in and out of the courtroom that Weinstein's accusers engaged in consensual sex to advance their careers.
You have to know that when you make certain choices, there's a risk when you make those choices.
A lot of people would say what you just said is victim blaming.
And that's absolutely not true. If you don't want to be a victim, don't go to the hotel room.
But tonight, survivors and activists calling the verdict a moment of reckoning for the Me Too movement. Rose McGowan tweeting, "Today is a powerful day and a huge step forward in our collective healing." And Ashley Judd saying, "This is the way it's supposed to be." Harvey's guilty verdict demonstrates how overwhelmingly guilty he was.
And Ariel joins us now live outside the courthouse. And more, Ariel, give us a sense of the mood inside the courtroom when the verdict came in.
Well, Lindsay, the mood inside that courtroom was somber. Both the prosecution and the defense sitting silently, perhaps taking in that mixed verdict. And as for Weinstein, his attorneys tell me he was stoic, he was calm, and frankly in disbelief as he was lifted by those officers and carried out of that chair, helped out of the courtroom. He is now on his way to the Rikers Island infirmary unit because of his back injury he sustained in a car accident. He'll be housed there pending an appeal. Now, right now, his attorneys say that they plan to file that appeal this week. They say they are optimistic. His sentencing scheduled for March 11th. And Lindsay, he's also facing those criminal charges in Los Angeles.
All right. Our thanks to you, Ariel. And joining us now in studio is Gloria Allred, who represents 2 of the accusers in the trial against Harvey Weinstein. Gloria, you've been there, of course, from the beginning.
Yeah, actually 3 accusers.
Oh, 3 of the accusers. Okay. We want to read a statement from one of them, Annabella Sciorra, who said today, "My testimony was painful but necessary. I spoke for myself and with the strength of the 80-plus victims of Harvey Weinstein in my heart. While we hope for continued righteous outcomes that bring absolute justice, we can never regret breaking the silence, for in speaking truth to power, we paved the way for a more just culture free of the scourge of violence against women." Is it fair to say that the victims feel vindicated?
Well, certainly my client, Mimi, who is one of the 2 victims for whom charges were filed in New York in this criminal case, is very, very happy about the result. He was convicted of criminal sexual act against her that carries the heaviest possible sentence, a potential sentence of 10 to 25 years just on that. So she will be speaking at the sentencing on March 11th and be giving her victim impact statement. I also represent Lauren Marie Young, Lauren was one of those Molyneux witnesses, in other words, prior bad act witnesses who also testified in this New York case. No charges are filed for those prior bad act witnesses, but she is one of the 2 victims in the Los Angeles case for which Mr. Weinstein faces prosecution, and that will happen after the sentencing here in New York, when he will then be transported to Los Angeles to face charges there.
Of course, no way to know what will happen in New York City as far as the sentencing, but based on your experience, do you expect that he'll get the maximum 25-year sentence?
I don't know what the judge will do, but he has no prior criminal history. On the other hand, this very serious felony, and also he was convicted of rape in the 3rd degree in reference to Jessica. But I do want to say something about Annabella, who has been my client, so brave, and she has sacrificed so much to make sure that justice is done in this case, and I have the greatest respect and admiration for her. Her privacy's been invaded. She was, there were attempts to discredit her on the witness stand. So many people told me she was an extremely, extremely strong witness, and I believe that she was too. And I think we all have to commend her for her sacrifices in order to win justice.
And now, as it's been said, your work doesn't end here. It's on to California as well.
Yes.
We have a California case where Weinstein certainly made his name. And just to remind our viewers just of how influential he was, let's take a look at this.
I would like to thank Harvey Weinstein.
Thank you to Harvey.
Harvey, thank you for killing whoever you had to kill to get me up here today.
Harvey Weinstein, who believed in us and made this movie.
I want to thank the Mashpuka Weinstein. Mazel tov.
My agent, Kevin Uvain, and God, Harvey Weinstein.
In the same sense, and Harvey Weinstein and God, when we talk about him being a heavyweight in Hollywood, how does that impact the case going forward?
Well, I don't think it's going to have a big impact on the case, or maybe any impact on the case once it gets to Los Angeles. He's now a convicted felon. Whatever he did in filmmaking, okay, that's fine. But we're talking about justice, and that's what this is all about. This is what I call, Lindsay, the legal reckoning. We have the age of empowerment of women, but now we have the legal reckoning. He was shamed in the court of public opinion, and some people say he was convicted in the court of opinion. But right now he's been convicted in the court of law, and that's where consequences can be imposed. They were imposed today. And he's saying, at least through his attorney, I'm innocent. Well, he was presumed innocent unless until he was convicted, but he was convicted today, so he's no longer an innocent man.
Gloria Allred, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.